Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character accessory by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche is a protector of you, and he never wanted you to be the one to protect him in under any circumstance. Not because he doesn't trust you, but he doesn't want you getting into trouble because of him. He doesn't want you being in that position, and most of all, he just wants you to be safe. And if he is the reason that your safety is being threatened, then you might as well just abandon him completely, because he does not want to see that. But when you were in a situation where his safety was in fact very threatened, you stepped in, protected him. And that's why you are hurting right now, wincing in pain whenever he moved you. "It'll be fine, Mayan," he said, reassuring himself more than he was reassuring you, but you could see that he was panicking. "Scaramouche, I'm fine. I will be fine." And looking at you and how determined you are, even though you look like you're in pain, he believes you and trusts you. And he knows you're not lying to him. But he was going to have to lecture you later. You're not to step in if he was about to get hurt, no matter what. He can't handle anything happening to you. Venti? Now, Venti actually didn't need your protection, but it was instinct. You loved him. And if it was anyone you loved in a situation like this, of course you would step in to protect them. And when you saw the treasure hoarders getting ready to attack him, you stepped in the way and took a rough hit in your shoulder, falling and stumbling. It really shouldn't have been that bad, but it appeared you had hit something, because then you heard a bone crack, and Venti had utterly wiped him out in mere seconds after that hurt you. He carried you in his arms, and you could see the panic on his face. "I'm fine. Don't worry about me," you tell him, though you're absolutely not fine. But he kisses your cheek, holding you closer, more protectively. "You'll be okay. I promise you, Ion." "I'm sorry," he said, and that's all you heard from him until you recovered. But he looked like as if he was depressed until you were. And after that, he gets extremely protective over you. Xiao? Xiao actually accidentally hurt you himself. It was one of those days where he just wasn't able to control himself, and maybe he hallucinated a little bit, and that's why he hurt you. You were trying to keep him from hurting himself, to be honest, and that's why it resulted in you being hurt. He had warned you countless times not to intervene and get close when he was having one of his episodes. But just seeing him about to hurt himself, it was terrifying, and you couldn't help but intervene. And that's why your palm was bleeding, and Xiao looked like he was close to tears, and ultimately disgusted with himself. "I'm sorry, Wayan. I am. I really am," he said over and over, as he tended to your palm, while you told him that you were absolutely fine. It barely even hurt, and you'll be okay. He kisses it once he's done bandaging it up, and you lean down, kissing his forehead. "Don't blame yourself, Xiao. Please." And he could only listen to you, knowing that you were absolutely right about what you were saying. Tighnari. The two of you were on a walk for one moment, and the other you were being shot by an arrow. Right into your shoulder. It was terrifying to watch for a moment, but then he had regained his own composure and began looking for the offenders. He'd gotten rid of them soon enough and carried you on his back. "Are you gonna be okay?" You nodded. For lack of better words, he had tied something around the wound, and you had cried then, but he kissed your cheeks, telling you that you'll be fine. He'll make sure you are. He can treat you. And that's when he takes you back home. And he gives you some herbs and some other things, medicine, probably, and things you do not know. You're honestly just starting to slip off into dreamland. But you hurt him then, apologizing, telling you it had to be certainly his fault. You would have told him that it wasn't. But, alas, that would have to wait for later, once you would finally wake up. Albedo, the two of you were doing something, scouting, and you had wanted to go ahead, since you were more of the adventurer here, although Albedo was way stronger than you. Ted wanted to show off this knowledge of yours, and most importantly, keep Albedo safe from unnecessary danger and harm. However, it seems like you were overestimated yourself, because then you were attacked by Whipperflower, and it had really injured you then, enough that you were actually sitting down, and Albedo had taken over the fight, ending it in mere seconds, and turning back towards you. Is everything okay, Wyan? Are you okay? He asks, trying to keep any of the panic out of his voice and his mind, but you can tell he's worried. You can really tell that there are so many thoughts going through his mind. But most importantly, right now, he just wants to make sure that you're well. So any chat and any talk about your pride will be for later. He gives you a soft kiss, carrying you back to his camp. We'll talk about this. And you know it's not anything good, but you're quite glad that your injuries were not severe. Cyno. Cyno had no idea where the attacker came from, but one moment he was standing there with you, and the other, you were there with a knife in your chest. He had immediately attacked him right back and knocked him out. Perhaps worse, he didn't care enough to know, but he was freaking out over you. He didn't get the knife out of your chest, knowing that would be one way to make you bleed out. But it still terrified him. The shock in your eyes, the way you were so pale, and your eyes were wide with fear. I'm okay, you say, shocked, as if you're unable to feel the pain inside of you, as if trying to reassure yourself that you will live. Cyno only nodded, holding you. You're okay, Wyan. You'll be okay. We'll get you to a healer. Just stay with me, alright? You nod, and soon enough you were starting to cry, telling him you didn't want to let go of him yet. You didn't want to leave. And he held you, cupping your face in his hands and leaning in for a soft kiss. I won't let you. It's not fair for you to leave now. You won't. I won't let it happen. Do you trust me? And you trusted him, more than anything else in the world. So you nodded, and kept on helping, trying to keep awake, until he brought you back to safety.